Olivia don't know you're going to read the Bible see better. The story of a girl who became queen and saved her people with courage and faith. Olivia closed her eyes and began to imagine everything happening. Esther was a girl from the Jewish people. She was raised by her uncle Mordecai with much love, but God already had a faithful plan. The king of Persia named Ahasuerus was looking for a girl to be his queen. Esther was chosen by the king because it was God's plan. This girl is special, she will be the new queen of my royal palace. God chose Esther with much love, she showed her worth. With faith and courage she trusted, and at the right time God used her. But an evil man named Haman wanted to destroy the Jewish people. Esther needed to save her people, and only she could talk to the king. Olivia, was she afraid, mommy? Mom? Yes, daughter, but she prayed and was very brave. Esther fasted and prayed with faith. She asked God to show her the way. She invited the king to dinner and spoke to him. Esther told him everything, Haman's evil plan. The king was angry, full of fury, and Haman was punished. No one touches Queen Esther's people. The people celebrated, God freed them. Esther's courage honored God. Olivia imagined, and with a smile she began to sing. I want to be like Esther, trust in the Lord. Even as a little girl, have courage and love. Esther taught us that with faith and courage we can change our history. Oh, little friends, God can use all of us to do good. The king of Persia, named Ahasuerus, was looking for a girl to be his queen. Olivia Fowles, God can use all of us to do good.
Thank you guys. Subscribe and give a thumbs up for more adventures. Bye-bye.
Hello, little friends! I'm Helena. Today we're going to sing the story of a very special woman, Sarah. She learned that God always keeps his promises. Sarah was Abraham's wife. She loved God with all her heart. She dreamed of having a baby, but time passed, hard to believe. God promised Abraham, you'll have a son, trust in me then, even with time passing by, God never stopped promising. At the right time, without being late, Sarah had a son to rock. They named the boy Isaac then, which means smile in the heart. God promised, and he kept his promise. Sarah smiled and the baby was born. Isaac was born to bring joy. God is faithful, he knows how to take care of. Sarah waited, trusted, and saw that God never fails. Oh, your baby's name was Isaac, which means smile. God also has beautiful promises for us. God also has beautiful promises for us. At the right time, without being late, Sarah had a son to rock. They named the boy Isaac. which means smile in the heart. God promised, and he kept his promise. Sarah smiled and the baby was born. Isaac was born to bring joy. God is faithful, he knows how to take care of. God also has beautiful promises for us. For us. God promised.
Bye-bye, little friends. Ask Mommy to subscribe to our channel for more adventures.
Elsa was reading the Bible carefully. He saw the story of a man full of prayer. His name was Daniel, a faithful servant, so strong and loyal. Enzo thought, what if I were there? But I trust with courage. Daniel prayed and trusted in God. Even in the den, he was never afraid. The lions roared, but they did not attack because God's angels protected him. Enzo closed his eyes and imagined if he and Daniel could talk. Were you afraid? Enzo asked. Daniel smiled and then explained, I trusted in God, protected me. He calmed the lions with me. Enzo learned to trust too. Even when he was small, God takes care of those who have faith. And just as Daniel did not give up, Enzo sang and smiled. If one day fear comes to scare me, I will remember that God will protect me. If he even silenced the lions, he will always be with me. Because God's angels protected him. Enzo closed his eyes and imagined if he and Daniel could talk. Were you afraid? Enzo asked. Daniel smiled and then explained, I trusted in God, protected me. He calmed the lions with me. Enzo learned to trust too. Even when he was small, God takes care of those who have faith. And just as Daniel did not give up, Enzo sang and smiled. If one day fear comes to scare me, I will remember that God will protect me. If he even silenced the lions, he will always be with me. The lions roared, but they did not attack because God's angels protected him. Enzo closed his eyes and imagined if he and Daniel could talk. Were you afraid? Enzo asked. Daniel smiled and then explained, I trusted and God protected me. He calmed the lions with me. Enzo learned to trust too. Even when he was small, God takes care of those who have faith. And just as Daniel did not give up, Enzo sang and smiled. If one day fear comes to scare me, I will remember that God will protect me. If he even silenced the lions, he will always be with me.
Thank you, guys. Subscribe and give a thumbs up for more adventures. Bye-bye.
I picked up the Bible and began to read. Here got the Kiseo, he wanted to understand who was Jonah, said Hector, and the incredible story soon began. God told Jonah,
don't turn it up now.
But he disobeyed and decided to run away from there. On a big ship, Jonah got into a storm, but a strong one started. The wind blew the sea shook, Jonah heard it was God who sent it. He ended up in the sea and something happened. A big fish got then envy. For 3 long days, Jonah stayed inside the fish. To God he prayed, forgive me, Lord, I want to obey. And God answered, I will give you back. I will give you back. The fish swam and spat Jonah out. Now he knew I really heard. He went to Nineveh, told everyone, and those people surrendered to God. Hector looked at Duke and said, obeying God is the best for me. The Duke barked happily, lowered his tail. Now he He knew that God cares for him with affection. If God commands, we will listen, for He loves us and will guide us. Hector and the Duke then learned obedience brings victory to the heart. I will give you back. I will give you back. Though the sea shook, Jonah heard it was God who sent it. He ended up in the sea and something happened. A big fish got then envy. For 3 long days Jonah stayed inside the fish. To God he prayed, "Forgive me, Lord, I want to obey." And God answered, "I will give you back. I will give you back. I will give you back. I will give you back." He ended up in the sea when something happened. A big fish, God then envied. For 3 long days Jonah stayed inside the fish. To God he prayed.
Thank you guys. Subscribe and give a thumbs up for more adventures. Bye-bye.
When fear came strong, he did not retreat. Faced with a giant, faith sustained him. With a stone and a dream, he faced the darkness. For he knew that the Lord guided his hand. Even in the valley, even in pain, David sang to the God of love. On the high mountains or in prison, his heart beat in worship. Oh Lord, I want to have the heart of David, who seeks and trusts in you even when night falls. Oh Lord, make me a worshiper who sings in the midst of struggles. For you are my Savior. He was anointed in secret, a worthless shepherd. But God saw in his chest the glow of love. It was not a sword nor a crown that made him reign, but the desire to always exalt you. Even in the valley, even in pain, David sang to the God of love. On the high mountains or in prison, his heart beat in worship. Oh, even in the valley, even in pain, David sang to the God of love. On the high mountains or in prison, his heart beat in worship. Oh Lord, I want to have the heart of David, who seeks and trusts in you even when night falls. Oh Lord, make me a worshiper who sings in the midst of struggles. For you are my Savior. He was anointed in the secret, a worthless shepherd, but God saw in his chest the glow of love. It was not a sword nor a crown that made him reign, but the desire to always exalt you. If I fall, lift me up. If I win, you are the reason. If I make a mistake, forgive me, mold my heart. I will dance like David without fear or restraint, for my life is yours, you are my song. Oh Lord, I want to have the heart of David, who seeks and trusts in you even when night falls. Oh Lord, make me a worshiper who sings in the midst of struggles. For you are my Savior. I will dance, I will shout with all my being, I will worship you.
Thank you guys. Subscribe and give a thumbs up for more adventures. Bye-bye. It was a quiet night, and 4-year-old Anna and 2-year-old Mary were lying in their beds. Their mother took out the children's Bible and began to read a special story about Moses and the crossing of the Red Sea. Anna and Mary lay in bed, listening to their mother read a story from the Bible. A warm and cozy atmosphere filled the room.
Today, we will learn about Moses and how God saved his people.
A loving mother reads a Bible story to her 2 daughters, smiling warmly. As the mother told the story, Hannah and Mary began to imagine it in their minds. They saw themselves in the middle of the desert, with Moses and the people of God. Hannah and Mary imagining themselves in the desert, with Moses and the people of Israel. Their faces show excitement and wonder. In their minds, Hannah and Mary were among the Israelite families, watching Moses with his staff before the great Red Sea. Hannah and Mary among the Israelite families, looking at Moses holding his staff near the Red Sea.
Maria, will the sea really open?
Anna, looking at Maria curiously, wondering if the sea will really open.
Mom said God can do miracles.
Mary, smiling and looking up, full of faith and excitement. Moses raised his staff, and, before the imaginative eyes of Anna and Mary, the sea began to part, creating a path of dry land for the people to cross. Moses raising his staff as the Red Sea parts, creating a dry path. Anna and Maria are amazed, holding hands.
Wow, the sea is opening up.
Anna with her hands on her cheeks, eyes wide with admiration as she watches the sea open up.
God is helping us. Let's get through.
Anna and Mary, in their imagination, help the other children cross, following Moses. When everyone reached the other side, the sea returned to normal. Anna and Mary helping children cross the Red Sea, while Moses leads the people.
God is with us. He will always guide us on the best path.
Moses, with an expression of pride and gratitude, looks up at the sky as the Red Sea closes. The mother closes the book and kisses her daughters, who are enchanted by the story. Hannah looks at Mary and smiles. Hannah and Mary lie in bed, smiling at each other after hearing the story. Their mother kisses them good night.
Mom, one day I want to see a miracle from God.
Anna looking at her mother with hopeful eyes, dreaming of seeing a miracle.
Me too, God is amazing.
Mary happily hugged her pillow, feeling grateful and excited. And so, Anna and Mary slept dreaming of the wonders of God. Each night, a new Bible story took them on great adventures, teaching them that faith can make anything possible.
Lorenzo is in his dad, sitting on the couch. Mommy is coming over just to hug him. Time for bed. The sky has already gotten dark, and a beautiful little dream soon appeared. He closed his eyes, went to his pillow, and in the world of dreams he was very quick, riding a horse in the desert, galloping with sand on trees and the shining sun. And there in the desert, who did Lorenzo see? A brave man with a gentle look. I am Joshua, he then said, and God is the one who walked with me. We are marching to Jericho. The city is strong, but God is greater. He told us to trust and walk, and on the seventh day we will all shout. The people followed, one lap each day, playing trumpets in peace and harmony. 6 days passed and everything was the same, but the seventh day would be special. Lorenzo looked with a sparkle in his eyes. He followed Joshua without even hesitating. He could see the enormous walls, but God is stronger, he can win. They made 7 laps, then they shouted, trumpets praised, everyone rejoiced. The ground shook and everything collapsed. The walls fell, it was God who acted. God is powerful, faithful in love. With faith and courage he conquered fear. Joshua won, the people entered, and Lorenzo woke up smiling. He woke up in bed, the sun was already shining. The stuffed horse accompanied him, and in his heart a lesson remained. With God by your side, everything is possible, yes, Lord.
Thank you guys. Subscribe and give a thumbs up for more adventures. Bye-bye. Hi, little friends. I'm Bika. And today I'm going to tell you a beautiful and very important story about Easter. But it's not about bunnies and chocolate, okay? The real Easter comes from the Bible, and it's full of love and freedom. A long, long time ago, God's people were living in Egypt, but there they were treated like slaves. They worked very hard and suffered a lot. But God saw everything and decided to set his people free. God spoke to a man named Moses and told him to help his people leave Egypt. But the king of Egypt, the Pharaoh, didn't want to let anyone go. So God sent 7 plagues to show Pharaoh that he was powerful. And the last plague would be very sad. The angel of the Lord would pass over the houses, and the firstborn son of every family would die. But God had a plan to protect his people. In Exodus 12:7, God said, "Take some of the lamb's blood and put it on the sides and tops of the door frames of the houses." And in verse 8, he said, "That same night they are to eat the meat roasted over the fire, along with bitter herbs and bread made without yeast." That little lamb was very special. It was the sign that the house belonged to the people of God. Then God explained, "That night I will pass through Egypt and strike down every firstborn. I will bring judgment on all the gods of Egypt. I am the Lord." Exodus 12:12. But those who had the blood on their doors would be protected. God said, "This is a day you are to remember. Celebrate it as a festival to the Lord, a lasting ordinance." Exodus 12:14. And do you know what happened? When the Lord goes through the land to strike down the Egyptians, he will see the blood on the top and sides of the doorframe and will pass over that doorway. And he will not permit the destroyer to enter your houses and strike you down. Exodus 12:23. That's why the word Passover means to pass over, because the angel passed over the houses of God's people and no one was harmed. It is the Lord's Passover sacrifice, who passed over the houses of the Israelites in Egypt and spared our homes. Exodus 12:27. At midnight, the Lord struck down all the firstborn in Egypt. Exodus 12:29. But the people of God were safe. After that, Pharaoh let the people go. They were free and started a new life. And God told them never to forget it. But the Easter story didn't end there. Many years later, God did something even more amazing. He sent Jesus, his son, to free us from something very bad: sin. In Mark 14:12, it is written, "On the first day of the festival of unleavened bread, the disciples asked Jesus, 'Where do you want us to go and prepare for you to eat the Passover meal?'" Jesus was celebrating Passover with his friends, but he knew something very special was about to happen. He would become our lamb, the perfect lamb, who would die to save us. Jesus was crucified, but he did it out of love, to take sin out of our hearts and give us a new life, full of light. So, my friends, the true meaning of Easter is much more than chocolate. It's remembering that Jesus died and rose again, and because of him, we are free.
Hi, little friend. Abraços. And this isn't down like my little dog. Today we're going to tell the story of a very strong hero, Samson. Shall we sing? Samson, Samson so strong. With God's own seed that defeated a lion. But he had a secret in his heart. His hair was his mission. Samson was born in Israel, a boy chosen by God. How exciting! Since he was little, he had a mission to protect his people with strength and passion. He couldn't cut his long hair. It was a promise, it was consecration. With faith and courage in his heart, he fought with determination. Samson, Samson so strong. With God's arms he even defeated a lion. But he had a secret in his heart. His hair was his mission. One day Alex wanted to play hero. He grabbed his cape and called, "Come on now, come on, run after it. Let's be like Samson, with strength and faith, but without telling secrets, okay?" Samson trusted Delilah and told her. She cut his hair and he surrendered. But in the end Samson prayed to God, and with his final strength he freed his people. Samson, Samson so strong. With God's arms he even defeated a lion. And Alex and Nala learned well, true strength comes from God too. Samson was strong, but only because God was with him. And you can be strong too if you trust in God. Bye, little friends, until next time. Woof!